There's no such a thing as
Well, I just want to, by the way, my name's John Perkins. I'm with the Secular Party, and I'm also a mate of David's over there in the Atheist group. And I did come along here today to listen to the group here and also to see what's going on at the Palestinian Rally that was also taking place today. Now, there's a big connection between what they are talking about and what we are talking about here, and that is the fact that in Palestine, what they've got today is probably about the worst level of suffering for the largest number of people that's going on in the world today. That is, the people in Palestine have been more or less living in a controlled ghetto-like environment, particularly in Gaza, where there's no goods coming in and out. People are not allowed to go in and out of the Gaza Strip. It's just like, more or less like a large prison of 2 million people. Yeah, it's very restricted. Now, the history of this whole situation goes back like this. The main problem is that the religion of the people both leads them to think that God is giving them the land. That's the basic problem. For the Jews, they think that they have got the land going back 2,000 years. The Bible is the title to their land, and that is what they think gives them the right to take over that land, and not only the existing Israel but the settlements in the West Bank. Now, the other side, which is the Muslim people and the Christians in Palestine, their land's been taken over. From their point of view, Allah or whatever God is giving them their land on that side. From my point of view, it's a secular point of view, the only way that this problem is ever going to be solved is if everyone comes together and realises that there's no God, no God has given anyone any piece of land. That's just an invention that they've got according to their tradition. The only way to solve the problem is a secular solution. And that's what I want to promote. The secular way of overcoming this problem is the only way to overcome it. And that is, all religions are treated equally. No one has any privileged right, not a Jewish state, not a Muslim state, a state where they can all live together. And that is the only way that this problem is ever going to be resolved. Yeah, and that, I think, is the main problem that's causing the whole situation in Palestine. And it's what's caused a lot of the Islamism to take off. You've got, because of the suffering of the Palestinians and the Muslims, they take it on as if that is being the world against them, and to a large extent they're right, because the current Israeli government is completely propped up by the United States government. They all have a view that, they have to preserve the state of Israel. Partly that's because they think with these Christian Zionists that the second coming of Jesus has to happen in Palestine, and that's only going to happen when things get so bad that Jesus is going to come back. And so they actually want things to get worse. They want the apocalypse to come. And then there's going to be the great rapture up to the sky, and Jesus is going to come back and all that sort of thing. So this is the type of thinking. It's not just Muslim fanatics that want to fly planes into buildings. It's not just Judaism, which thinks that the Bible and God has given them the right to the land. It's also the Christian Zionists and the Christian supporters of Israel in America in particular that are causing the whole thing to get worse. And the only way is for not a two-state solution. The two-state solution, I think people are starting to realise that a two-state solution is never going to work. The reason for that is there's been so many Israeli settlements in the West Bank that have been continuing over the last 60 years, or since the 67 war, that they've built roads, they've built infrastructure. There's no possibility that, whatever they say, that a two-state solution is ever going to work. What's left for the Palestinians now is just a series of little enclaves that's actually worse than the situation that was in South Africa. In South Africa you had these Bantustans for the black people, and that was supposed to be separate development. What they have in Palestine now is actually worse. They have these checkpoints that stop their movement. They've got no free flow of goods in and out of the country. Now this is a statistic that was I went to another tour a couple of weeks ago in the Gaza Strip. Now the situation is so bad that and this has only happened in the last 2 years, because the economy has closed down. There's nothing being made in that area. Everything has to be imported, and imports are not really permitted. This is one of the things that I remember. About 3 years ago, the number of private businesses in the Gaza Strip was about 300. At least there was people being employed and things were being made. Now, the number of private businesses that are still going in the Gaza Strip is, I think, 12. But that gives you an idea. The number of private businesses has gone down from about 300 to about 12. So there's no private business. There's nothing happening in the Gaza Strip. So the people of, I think, about 1.4 million have got no economy, no income to support them. They're completely relying on handouts, and they can't even get them most of the time when the Israelis cut off their electricity supply. So that is the dire situation that's going on at the moment in Palestine. What we have to do is look to how to get the best way to solve this problem is for those secular groups to come together, the secular groups in Israel, secular Jews, secular Muslims, however that you want to think about them, but those that don't rely on religion to have their own point of view, or their main point of view comes through their religion. Those that realise that people of different religions have got to get together and live together, because in fact you don't need to have a religion. You don't need it. There's no way that you can actually say that any religion is any more justified than any other religion. No religion has got the monopoly on truth. They're all equally without any foundation in reason or evidence. So and not only that, but a lot of people claim that religions are a benefit, that they give benefit, and that they need them for moral virtues and moral guidance and all that sort of thing. You don't. You don't need any religion for any morality. In fact, the more religion you have, you get less morality, because you get more people fighting each other, and more people think that their religion is the only right religion, and all it leaves is just trouble. You don't need it.